Alright, as of today, I'm starting a new challenge. I want to 100% all Sonic games that are on PlayStation before Sonic Racing Crossroads comes out. And if I can't do that, I have to platinum the Japanese version of Sonic Unleashed, which actually has a different title in Japan, Sonic World Adventure. And Sonic Unleashed is already at a 9 out of 10 difficulty on PSN profiles. So today I decided to go for Sonic X Shadow Generations Platinum because it's the newest game in the Sonic franchise, and because Shadow is cool, and how could you not start out with this game? Now I've platinumed Sonic Generations on the PlayStation 3, but I'm not going to make a video on that because the PS5 remaster is pretty much the same thing, minus the Chow and some miscellaneous trophies. Most of the miscellaneous trophies related to beating a level within certain conditions or collecting hidden red rings. There were a few cool trophies that were different, such as destroying 30 cars in City Escape, participating in a 30-second trial, and the tedious Join the Rankings trophy, which had you play every level in the game, one after another, just to upload your times online. Starting off with Sonic's story, we see that Sonic's friends just thrown him a surprise birthday party, but a big monster shows up out of nowhere and sucks up all of Sonic's friends.
What's going on? You having a party or something?
Surprise!
Now our platinum journey begins for Sonic's portion of the game, and I'm splitting it up into 3 parts. Beating all the levels and bosses with S ranks, beating the final boss with no damage, and then going back and getting all the collectibles, and finishing every challenge act. And there's a whopping 90 of them in the game. There are 9 total stages in the game, each featuring in Act 1 and Act 2. The 9 stages in the game include Green Hill from Sonic 1, Chemical Plant from Sonic 2, Sky Sanctuary from Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Speed Highway from Sonic Adventure 1, City Escape from Sonic Adventure 2, Seaside Hill from Sonic Heroes, Crisis City from Sonic 06, Rooftop Run from Sonic Unleashed, and Planet Wisp from Sonic Colors. Now let's go ahead and get all the trophies for clearing all the levels out of the way. And with that out of the way, we can move on to bosses. You need to unlock 3 keys from beating challenge acts to unlock the boss fights. The first boss you fight in the game is the Death Egg Robot from Sonic 2, and technically it's not the first boss, but we'll get to that later. When I was fighting this boss, something weird happened and I hit the boss an extra time before phase 2, and it led to phase 2 only needing 1 hit. Check it out.
I will flatten you!
Now this is where phase 2 is supposed to start. And that should get us our first boss trophy. The reason I said this technically isn't the first boss is because there's 3 main bosses and 3 rival bosses, and you can access the first rival boss before this boss, which just so happens to be Metal Sonic. And just like the boss trophies, you get a trophy for every rival you beat as well. The next rival boss in the game is Shadow the Hedgehog, and my favorite in the game. In this fight, you race Shadow the Hedgehog to get the purple orbs. And once you get 2 purple orbs, Sonic powers up and you have to knock all the asteroids into Shadow. And then once he gets close enough to you, you gotta knock all the rings out of him and steal his emerald. Defeating Shadow will also get us another trophy.
I'm about to blow.
I don't want to waste your time showing you all these bosses and rivals, so we're just going to hurry up and speed through the rest. The next boss is Perfect Chaos from Sonic Adventure 1, and then the next rival is Silver the Hedgehog from Sonic 06. The boss after that, and the final boss before the final boss, is the Egg Dragoon from Sonic Unleashed. And we will be playing Sonic Unleashed at some point, which is still a 9 out of 10 difficulty on PSN profiles, so stay tuned. Now let's go ahead and pop these trophies for the bosses real quick. We also get the trophy for getting all Chaos Emeralds because we beat every boss, and every boss gives you a Chaos Emerald. Now all we have to do is go back and get 1 S rank, and then that will be our final trophy of Stage 1. Now we move on to Stage 2, where we fight the final boss and take no damage. This is where we find out that directly after the events of Sonic Colors, Dr. Eggman came across an entity in space and decided to use its powers for his own by making a giant time robot, which happens to be the big monster we saw from earlier. The boss isn't even that hard, the controls are just super janky, so we knocked that out of the way pretty quick. We also get a trophy for beating the game and leaving both Dr. Eggman in white space. We also unlock the ability for both Sonics to be able to turn super. Now it's time for collectibles and challenge acts, the worst part of the game.
Oh my god. I am never gonna financially recover from this.
There's 90 red rings to collect, 52 Chow, and don't forget the 90 challenge acts in this game. For every level there's 3 Chow and 5 red rings to collect. And what's pretty cool is that every Chow has a different design. That way it's not boring when you collect them. Chow are all over the place, and some can be hard to find, so I had to use a guide to find most of them. It took quite some time, but after following some guides, we got the trophies to pop. And on top of those 2 trophies, we got the Hedgehogging It All Up trophy for getting all collectibles in Sonic Generations. Now for the challenge acts. And there's a lot of different types of challenge acts in the game, such as winning a race or completing a level with one of Sonic's friends.
We'll use the power of friendship.
Speed challenges, technique challenges, doppelganger races, enemy challenges, item challenges, ring challenges, juggle challenges, which suck, and rescue challenges. The challenge I remember having trouble with the most was the Vector the Crocodile challenge. But with the release of the Sonic Generations remaster, it was a lot easier. In this challenge, Vector had you bounce the notes back to him, but after a while, they would get faster and faster. Each of Sonic's friends have different challenges for both modern and classic Sonic. For example, classic Sonic's challenge, you use Vector to throw you across large gaps instead of bouncing notes back to him. After completing all challenges, we get the trophy, and that leaves us with one final trophy for Sonic Generations. All we have to do now is purchase every skill in the game, and we're done with Sonic Generations. Now we can start Shadow's story. And Shadow's story starts at the same time Sonic's story happens, and while all of Sonic's friends are throwing him a party, Shadow is up in space on the Space Ark due to Gun detecting an unusual biosignature.
I already told you. Gun detected an unusual biosignature aboard the Ark.
Shadow finds the unusual biosignature Gun detected and chases after it, which puts us in our first level. The trophy format for Shadow Generations is the exact same as Sonic Generations, so we're going to go with the same 3 steps, beating all levels and bosses while going for S ranks. We don't need to get the S ranks on the bosses though, just the levels. After that we have to beat the final boss without taking damage. And finally, we have to go for all collectibles and challenge acts. Getting all collectibles in Shadow Generations is way worse than Sonic Generations because there's 96 collection boxes, and in order to open up all 96 collection boxes hidden around the map, you have to find 3 gears on every level and challenge. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is having to find 80 screws for Orbot and Cubot to build a rocket ship, and those are hidden all over white space.
Hey yo, what the?
Just like Sonic Generations, there's an Act 1 and Act 2 in every level. Act 1 being 3D like modern Sonic's levels, and Act 2 being 2D like classic Sonic's levels. Once we finish Act 1 and Act 2 of the Space Colony Arc, we get our first trophy of the game, and we find the fake Chaos Emerald that Tails made to fool Dr. Eggman, and we take it for later.
The fake Chaos Emerald Tails made to foil the Doctor's plans. Even I have a hard time distinguishing between the two of them.
We then get thrown into white space where we meet Omega, and we'll be spending most of our time here getting collectibles. Upon completing level 1, we also unlock Shadow's first ability, the Doom Spears, which we use to stun enemies and open up different areas. Now we can move on to the second level of the game, Rail Canyon, which is a level from the game Sonic Heroes. This level is pretty easy as it has you just riding throughout rails the entire level, so we'll just skip to the part where I get the trophy. Also after beating the level, we get to meet Orbot and Cubot and their stupid rocket ship.
Hello, Shadow.
Please don't smash us to bits!
Also after beating the level, we unlock the next ability called Doom Blast, which lets us launch enemies and teleport to them to reach higher areas. Now we can move on to the first boss of the game, the Bio Lizard from Sonic Adventure 2. This was a pretty easy boss, so it wasn't long before the fight was done and we unlock our first boss trophy. After we defeat the Bio Lizard, we are confronted by Black Doom for whatever reason, but after that we unlock our next ability, the Doom Surf, which we use to get to our next level. The next level in the game is Sunset Heights from Sonic Forces, and this is where Shadow, Maria, and the Professor reunite. Black Doom shows up and tries to get inside of Shadow's head, and this is where we find out what Shadow's name really means.
I have learned from our last encounter. There will be no mistakes this time. Struggle all you want. You will be mine.
Professor, what do you think he means he learned from our last encounter?
I surmise you defeated him at some point in the future. He has grown a new body and used the nebulous nature of time in white space to accelerate his plans for revenge.
He's right. No more mistakes. This time, I will crush every last one of them.
Shadow, no!
Maria?
It breaks my heart to see you so full of anger. This isn't who you are. Do you know why I named you?
If you don't know Shadow's backstory, I think this cutscene does a way better job of explaining than I would, so take a look.
But a shadow will show you where to find the light. Do you understand? I don't want you to be driven by darkness. I want you to be happy. Stand in the light with peace in your heart.
After that encounter, we move on to beat Act 2 of Sunset Heights and unlock our next trophy. Now we can move on to the next level, Kingdom Valley, which is based on a level from Sonic 06. Sonic 06 is known for being a buggy mess, but if we do really well on the series, maybe, just maybe, I'll think about going and 100%ing that game as well. Sonic 06 has no achievements on PlayStation, but it has achievements on the Xbox 360. Finishing this level, we unlock our next achievement, and we meet Big the Cat. Now we get to fight Metal Overlord from Sonic Heroes, and in this fight we use our power Doom Surf to take him down. Skipping to the end of this boss, we get to watch Shadow take down Metal Overlord and earn ourselves another trophy.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
After beating that boss, we unlock our second to last ability, and we can move on to Chaos Island from Sonic Frontiers. Actually, before we go to Chaos Island, if you don't know Shadow's backstory, listen to this. It can explain it much better than I can. If you already know Shadow's backstory, skip to this time in the video.
Shadow, are you in pain?
No. I feel a connection to the symbol in the sky. It's the same tingle as my new abilities.
It is the power of Black Doom.
Grandfather?
I made a Faustian deal with that monster to create Shadow. Now it seems that we all have to pay for my sins.
So my powers, that symbol, they're all connected.
Maria's illness couldn't be treated on Earth. I could better manage her condition on the Ark, even if her family didn't like the idea. I attempted to develop the ultimate life form as a means to find a cure for Maria. My own experiments reached their frustrating limits. So when that alien warlord reached out to me and offered the miracle of chaos control, I accepted it. Through his DNA, the ultimate life form was born. Black Doom wanted me to make the perfect warrior for him, so these new abilities are all part of his grand design. You two are linked by blood. As you grow in power, so does he. He will either take control of your mind and make you his ultimate weapon, or take over your body and be reborn in you.
Huh. You made me the ultimate life form, Professor. Black Doom is a fool. I'll take this power and use it as my own.
Now that that's over, let's go ahead and pop Chaos Island's trophy so we can move on to the next boss. I almost forgot. Before we move on to the next boss battle, we get to see Shadow's point of view from Sonic and Shadow's rival boss.
I found you, Shadow.
The blue hedgehog, of all places.
You have something I need.
You can wait until my business is finished.
Yeah, sorry, but that Chaos Emerald and I have a date with a monster.
Well then, it'll be a date to die for.
Nice hustle, but I won this one. So I'm taking the emerald. See ya!
I finally find you, and what do I see? Sonic defeating you. What happened?
I will beat him on equal terms, or not at all.
A fine time for you to be honorable. Now he has the Chaos Emerald.
No, he has a fake emerald. I'll have you swap it for the real thing after I'm finished with my mission.
Wow, look at you. As a professional jewel thief, I approve.
Now we can move on to the next boss fight, Mephiles.
What is this? A seal of some sort?
And restore myself to the time.
The Mephiles boss fight is probably one of my favorite because it utilizes the Doom morph mechanics so well. Towards the end of the fight he becomes this big monster and you have to hit him in the back to deal damage to him. I also like how at the end of the boss fight you have to use your Chaos Control to figure out which one is the real Mephiles. Once we beat Mephiles, we get our second to last boss trophy for the game.
There is no future for you. Ever.
Now that we beat Mephiles, we unlock our final Doom power, Doom Wings, and we unlock the gateway to the final level and boss. Now that we have Doom Wings, it's time to put them to the test in the final level of the game, Radical Highway. Upon completing this level, we get our final trophy for beating a level. Now for the final part of Stage 1, all we have to do is go back and clean up our S ranks.
Chaos control!
Now that we've finished Stage 1, we can move to Stage 2, beating the final boss with no damage. And I don't really have much to say, so just soak in and take in some gameplay for this one.
The time has come, Shadow.
Agreed. Time to sever this bond between us forever. I am nothing. I have surpassed you. Time to end this.
Control. Your future is already decided. We will be one.
I will not be stopped.
Cannot deny what you are. We are one and the same.
Shadow Hedgehog. This is the destiny I choose. Now, to end this!
I crafted everything up till now. And yet, you deny me! Shadow, you...
Beating the boss while taking no damage isn't really that bad. It just takes some time to learn the moves of the boss. Once you do that, and you get it down pat, the trophy is yours, no problem. Now that we've beaten Black Doom in the game, it's time to say goodbye to Maria and the Professor as they return to their original timeline. I'm not crying, you are.
Shadow? I knew you could do it.
Maria.
I'm okay. Really.
Professor, what's happening?
Without Black Doom's influence, the time anomaly is beginning to heal. We are returning to our own point in time.
I'll stop Rouge. Use Chaos Control. Stop this moment in time.
Shadow? No. I don't want to be frozen in one place in time. Besides, your friends need your help.
But you don't know what's going to happen.
I know I'll see you again. And if fate draws us apart, I will always be in your heart.
Maria. Wait.
Now that we're done with stage 2, it's time to move on to stage 3, the collectibles. Upon completing the game, we unlock Doom Zone, which gives us harder challenges and harder challenge acts. And you might be wondering, what are challenges? Challenges are these things in white space, such as ring challenges and time challenges. And in order to get the Hedgehogging It All Up trophy, you have to complete these because they drop parts of Gerald's journal and art pieces. Now to save you time and pain, I'm just going to show you where the trophies pop, and put a link in the description of the guides I followed showing the locations of all the screws and item boxes. Can't forget about those dang screws. And now, we can get the final trophy and the platinum. Now I don't know why, but the clip of the platinum I got popped in the exact same place as the last trophy. But without further ado, here is the platinum trophy. Now that we have Platinum Sonic X Shadow Generations, let me know which game you'd like to see next. It'd have to be a PS4 or PS5 game though, because I don't have a PS3 recorder right now. Also, would any of you like to see me do a challenge where I Platinum 3 Rockstar games before GTA 6 comes out? If you're still here, thank you so much for watching, it means a lot to me. This is my first video, and hopefully there will be many more. Goodbye. Hey, what are you doing here? I'm playing pinball. Go on, watch another video. The video's over.